I never imagined a simple hike in the misty Appalachian mountains could turn shocking. But there I was, my metal detector beeping wildly among the tangled roots of an ancient oak. The air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth and forgotten secrets, drawing me deeper into this abandoned logging trail where time seemed to stand still. As I swung my detector over the uneven ground, a strong signal pierced the silence, pulling me to my knees. My heart raced. What could be buried here, hidden for centuries? With trembling hands, I dug through the soil, uncovering hints of something metallic glinting in the dim light. This wasn't just any find. It felt like the mountains themselves were whispering their hidden history. The thrill hooked me instantly, promising revelations that could rewrite what we know about this rugged wilderness. As I cleared away more dirt, my spade hit something solid, an ancient safe, rusted but intact, its iron frame etched with faint markings from a bygone era. This wasn't a modern lockbox. It dated back to the early 1800s, likely used by settlers during the westward expansion through these hills. Such safes were crafted by blacksmiths in frontier towns, safeguarding deeds and valuables from raids or floods. Historically, they represent the resilience of Appalachian pioneers, who braved harsh winters and isolation to carve out lives here. The value lies not just in the metal, but in the stories it holds, perhaps records of land claims that shaped the region's economy. I pried it open carefully, my pulse quickening at the thought of what lay inside. Inside the safe, nestled in faded cloth, I found a collection of colonial coins, their silver surfaces tarnished but gleaming with promise. These were Spanish reales from the late 1700s, circulated widely in the American colonies before the U.S. Mint was established. In the Appalachians, they often turned up near old trade routes used by fur trappers and Native American allies. Their historical significance is immense. They illustrate the economic ties between European powers and early American frontiers, fueling the growth of settlements like those in the Shenandoah Valley. Valued at thousands today for collectors, these coins educate us on the barter systems that sustained isolated communities, blending cultures in ways that still echo through local folklore. Deeper in the underbrush, another beep led me to a cluster of arrowheads, finely chipped from local flint, artifacts from the Cherokee people who inhabited these mountains long before European arrival. These tools, dating to the woodland period around 1000 AD, were essential for hunting and warfare, showcasing advanced craftsmanship passed down generations. Historically, they highlight the sophisticated societies of indigenous tribes, with trade networks spanning the Appalachians. Their value is cultural rather than monetary. Museums prize them for teaching about sustainable living and spiritual connections to the land. Holding them, I felt a profound link to the past, imagining the hands that shaped them amid these very peaks. Not far off, buried among twisted roots, my detector signaled again, revealing a set of medieval-style jewels, brooches, and rings adorned with intricate filigree, surprisingly European in design, but found here in the New World. These pieces likely belonged to Scottish-Irish immigrants who fled to the Appalachians in the 1700s, bringing heirlooms from the old country. Dating to the 1400s, they reflect the craftsmanship of medieval goldsmiths, symbols of status and faith during turbulent times. Their historical worth educates on the transatlantic migrations that populated these hills, blending Celtic traditions with frontier life. Worth a fortune at auction, they spark interest in how personal treasures traveled across oceans to root in American soil. Venturing further along the overgrown path, I uncovered a porcelain doll's head, its delicate features painted with care, from the mid-1800s when German immigrants brought toy-making skills to Appalachian valleys. These dolls were cherished by children in remote cabins, representing the spread of Victorian-era culture into rural America. Historically, they offer insights into family life during the Industrial Revolution's edge, where handmade items fostered creativity amid hardship. Collectors value them highly for their rarity. But the true emphasis is educational, showing how global influences shaped isolated communities, preserving a slice of innocence in a rugged world. My next find emerged from a shallow depression in the earth, a brass surveyor's compass, engraved with markings from the 1790s. used by early land speculators mapping the Appalachian terrain for the new republic. Instruments like this were pivotal in the Northwest Ordinance, dividing wilderness into townships and fueling westward expansion. Their historical value lies in documenting the geopolitical shifts that turned untamed mountains into states, with ties to figures like Daniel Boone. Prized by historians for accuracy in recreating surveys, it intrigues with tales of exploration, reminding us how precise tools conquered vast, mysterious landscapes. As the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows through the dense canopy, my detector gave its loudest, most insistent signal, yet right at the base of what looked like an ancient, lightning-struck stump half swallowed by the earth. I dropped to my knees again, heart pounding harder than ever, and began scraping away layers of moss and roots with frantic care. What emerged slowly was unlike anything I'd ever seen, a small, ornate chest of hammered bronze, its surface covered in swirling Celtic knot patterns that screamed pre-Columbian European contact. This wasn't just any relic. Experts would later date it to the late 9th century, possibly carried by early Norse explorers who ventured far inland along forgotten rivers. The chest held a single, perfectly preserved silver torca, thick neck ring worn by high-status individuals in Viking Age. Scandinavia, along with a handful of amber beads that still glowed with inner fire. This torque wasn't loot or trade goods. Its craftsmanship and inscriptions suggested it belonged to someone of real power, perhaps a chieftain or explorer who crossed the Atlantic centuries before Columbus. Finding it here, deep in the Appalachians, turned every history book I'd ever read upside down, proving transatlantic voyages happened far earlier and reached much farther than anyone believed. The historical weight hit me like a wave. This single object could rewrite chapters of human migration and contact, showing the mountains had guarded secrets for over 1,000 years. I sat back on the damp ground, staring at the torque in my hands, feeling the immense responsibility of what I'd uncovered. The quiet of the forest seemed to hold its breath with me. After all these incredible finds, this one changed everything. Thanks so much for joining me on this wild adventure through the hidden corners of the Appalachian Mountains. I really appreciate you sticking around until the end. Drop a comment below and let me know which object surprised you the most or which one you like best. The ancient safe, the colonial coins, those medieval jewels, the Cherokee arrowheads, the porcelain doll head, the surveyor's compass, or this mind-blowing Viking torque. If you enjoyed the story and want to catch more real detector hunts, forgotten history, and shocking discoveries like this, make sure to join the channel right now. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And drop a like on this video to help it reach more people who love treasure hunting and the past. See you on the next adventure. Stay curious out there.